The master of the house is coming.
You. There are many things in your world that I loathe. Litters of kittens, chattering children, the noise and the chaos of it all. In my world, in my house, there is order, and there are rules. You have broken the most important rule of all, and committed the cardinal sin. But your intrusion and insolence is not the most disappointing part of this whole affair. Your stupidity is. I still hold your contract, and your presence here is a violation of Clause 15, Subclause 4. It is said that hope is a fine breakfast, but a poor supper. Well, the shadows grow long, and the hour is late. It's supper time. And I'll sup on your soul. You went against your word and defied our contract. In doing so, you brought the chaos of your world into mine. I will not abide it. You've given me no other choice. I offered you liberty, and you've chosen death. It's the fatal flaw of mortal kind. Take away their free will and they call you a tyrant. Allow them to indulge it and they become tyrants. You would have been heroes if you'd only dealt fairly with me. Instead, you're not so different to doomed Carsus, overreaching your limits and burning your world to ash. Oh, Hope, you are such a piteous thing. All it takes is a crumb from the table and you forget the centuries of starvation. This insolence has earned you centuries more. Carilla, tell our unwelcome guest about your role in their tragic downfall. Then hope dies today. Commander, you can salvage a trophy from these insects when I'm done with them. You mistake efficiency and strategy for cowardice. It will be your last mistake. How tiresome. Am I to understand that you wish to die with them? It's all the same in the end. If you have any last words, make it quick. It will only take a moment to finish you. As do I, little mouse. Your flesh, my supper. Your blood, my wine. Your soul, my plaything. You contemptuous creature! Hope. It always burns you in the end, little mouse. Such a shame. I'll make sure you live long enough to watch it burn. And whether it takes 100 years or 1,000, the crown will be mine eventually. My time will come. Your time is over, little mouse. Wrong. I might have to wait another 100 years, maybe 1,000. But my time will come. Your time is over, little mouse. No words? No matter. You will scream before the end, little mouse. Now, down comes the claw. Here we all are, at the end of everything. The final stanza. Tick-tock. You can't avoid talking to me forever. Didn't your mother ever tell you not to keep a devil waiting? Still in denial, are we? Cute. But you can't avoid me forever. You need me. Such power in such a weak package. A prince, no less. Those shackles look rather fetching on you, Orpheus. Shame about the imprisonment. This is really too perfect. When the ballads are composed and the history books are written, they'll commemorate your battle across the High Hall. The blows you struck against the gods themselves will echo down through the ages. The great hero of Baldur's Gate, conqueror of the Netherbrain, your deeds will be timeless, and nobody will ever know that your feeble-minded negligence almost doomed the world in the last moment. The Orphic Hammer. You misplaced it. But I'll make sure the bards don't hear about this little moment of negligence. After all, we're associates in this great endeavor. Free Orpheus and follow his lead. Then give that Netherbrain hell. I'll come to collect the crown when you've triumphed. It seems the aspiring heroes of Baldur's Gate have backed themselves into a rather uncomfortable corner. Listen. Tune your minds beyond the frequency of the prism's psychic collapse, and you can hear the sonorous metronomic tick before the final talk. The world's clock is winding down. The grand finale has arrived, my friends, and thanks to you, I have a ringside seat. How undignified. I prefer business to begging. You have brought yourself low. I would love to, but you've already made quite a mockery of yourself. I have been more than generous in my dealings with you. And if you'd only listened, the brain would be dead, and you'd be sampling the contents of my wine cellar, even now. We could have been allies, partners, friends. But that's all done with. Now I dictate the terms, and you agree to them, master and vassal. No more negotiations! You're going to do exactly what I tell you to, or in mere moments, the thing you've dreaded will finally come to pass. Why must you be so stubborn? Perhaps. But I assure you, enjoying the spectacle will be quite beyond you. In mere moments, all that you have dreaded will come to pass. The city will burn, your world will die, but you will persist. A gray shadow, without beauty, without heart, without self. Dwelling in the ashes of dead worlds, or in the space between stars, you will wander, endless, one among billions. A survivor, a remnant, an illithid. Simple. That may be. When the screaming stops and your mind is gone, the rest, perhaps, is silence. Refuse me, and you'll soon know for sure. Save yourself. I provide the Orphic Hammer with which you can free Prince Orpheus. And when the brain is defeated, you seize the crown and give it to me. Refuse, and I'll take your souls instead. You don't need to like it. You're doing the right thing. Not this time. Beautiful. With that single word, you may have saved 1 billion lives. Your own among them. There's no maybe about it. Goodbye. It has been unforgettable. I owe you a debt of gratitude. You were the spark of ambition that rekindled Gale's ambitions after Mystra had so cleverly put them to rest. And you are the reason he survived the appetites of the tadpole for so long. I will admit I was angry when you failed to deliver the crown to me. Those who break a deal with this devil do not usually live to tell the tale. All is forgiven, though. The crown came to me as promised, and the method of delivery was spectacular. Gale harnessed its power, as Carsus once did, and he too fell into ruin. He was halfway to heaven when the orb detonated, tearing him apart. All that remained were ashes, blood, tears, and the crown. Always the crown. The decimation of Gale did not even leave a mark on it. Ambition, courage, hope. They all burn you in the end. I will bend the crown to my will now, and use its power to bring the 9 hells under my command. When that is done, I will need new worlds to conquer. It won't be long before I come knocking at your door. Ta-ta for now. I owe you a debt of gratitude. It is thanks to you that Gale, the Wizard of Waterdeep, became Dekarios the Divine, God of Ambition. Without you, he would not have survived the appetites of the tadpole. It would have feasted on that impressive mind of his, and all of his talent would have been snuffed out forever. But mere survival was not enough. Not for Gale, and not for you. Saving your world from the gods and monsters that threatened it wasn't enough. Gale wanted more, and you encouraged him to ignore every sensible instinct, to ignore the lesson of Carsus's folly, and to reach for the heavens. You were the spark that rekindled Gale's hubris, and set him on a course that will make Celestia quake. I longed for the crown to satisfy my own ambitions, and I was furious that it had escaped me again. But I have assessed the situation, pondered every variable, plotted every possible course, and I have come to realize that this is for the best. In time, long after you're gone, Gale Dekarios will cause such division and chaos in these realms that even the lords of the hells will be aghast to see it. Ambition. Such a delicious sin for mortal kind to indulge in. Such a dreadful weapon for an immortal to wield. The gods will be sundered, and from their ruin I will rise. You, a thief, a liar, and a fool. We had an agreement, and you broke it. The crown was supposed to be mine. Instead of delivering it to its true home in the Hells, you allowed Gale Dekarios to deliver it to Mystra. I should snuff you out and make coin of your soul. But it will be more amusing to let you see the consequences of your actions. Do you really think that the crown is safer in the hands of a goddess than in the claws of a devil? Look to the history of these realms. It is not the devils, but the gods who sunder, wreck, and ruin. It is the gods who instigate each new crisis. It is the gods who almost brought doom to your world. I was merely a witness to their conspiracy. And I would have dealt fairly with you. I cannot say what Mystra will do. Perhaps the crown is a mere trinket to one of her power. Or perhaps it is the key to unlocking some dreadful new potential in her portfolio. Time will tell, as it always does. Look to the heavens and pray for peace, but prepare for a cataclysm. I owe you thanks. The crown really is marvelous. I'm almost tempted to dig Karsus's soul out of whatever pit he's in, so I can show him what his creation is capable of. Now it's in the right hands. My legions are beginning their assault on Zariel's flying fortress just about now. It will fall before the sun rises over Toril, and Avernus will be mine. Conquering the other hells will be simplicity itself. Some of the archdevils are already making overtures of peace and promises of tribute. My dear father Mephistopheles is among them. Even he sees how the tide has turned. And with all 9 hells under my command, I will end the blood war, Inferna Victoria, and look for new worlds to conquer. It won't be long before I come knocking at your door. Ta-ta for now.